All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we are embarking on a really incredible, truly cinematic journey. We're going to be stepping out of that everyday passive user role and planting ourselves firmly in the director's chair. Why? Because we're talking about building an entire, cohesive musical universe from scratch. And honestly, the absolute best part about all this? We are doing it with total identity and coherence, without a record label, without hiring a session band, and absolutely zero massive production budget. If you've ever had this complex, rich musical vision just locked inside your head, but kind of felt shut out by the steep technical barriers of traditional audio production, well, you are in exactly the right place. We are going to decode the specific playbook for bringing that vision out into the real world. Okay, let's dive into this incredibly important distinction right off the bat. Look, anyone with 5 spare minutes and a basic prompt can ask an AI to generate a single song, right? But a single song is, well, it's merely a spark. It's often just a fleeting moment of algorithmic luck. An album, on the other hand, is an entire world. It demands sustained identity. It requires this cohesive sonic narrative, a really specific genre focus, and an invisible thread that connects track 1 all the way to track 10. Moving from that random, lucky spark to architecting a complete, living, breathing world, that is exactly the transformation we're unpacking today.
So, Part 1. 3 worlds, 1 method.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the transformation actually happens. Let's look at the creator brand Yo-Yo Claw. Under this single umbrella, there are 3 distinct living albums, all built using the exact same underlying method. So let's check out the first world. The album is called Despierta, or Wake Up. Step into this universe and boom, you're instantly hit with a highly energetic, bilingual electro swing aesthetic. It's got this super specific 1920s meets modern club era feel to it, a distinct emotional frequency of urgency and joy, and a unique linguistic blend that carries through every single track. The album knows exactly what it is, and it literally never breaks character.
But then, using the exact same generative tools, the creator pivots to an entirely different landscape. Welcome to the second world, My Funky Valentine. Here, that energetic electro swing is completely gone. Instead, it's replaced by this thick, heavy atmosphere of pure nostalgia. It's built entirely around a vintage radio funk aesthetic. Seriously, listening to it feels exactly like tuning an old dusty dial in the back of a car in the 1970s. You've got tight bass lines, soulful, slightly saturated vocal styles, an analog-sounding mix. Everything shifts dramatically to serve this brand new reality.
Finally, rounding out our visual and sonic examples, we have the third world, Peagao. Now this is the highly energetic, modern, pulsing, street-level world of Cubiton and Reparto. We are talking about a totally different rhythm, a heavily distinct cultural footprint, and a raw energy level that starkly contrasts with the other 2 albums. The fact that these 3 incredibly diverse, highly specific worlds exist side by side, generated by the same creator, proves a really vital point. The AI is endlessly adaptable, but, and this is a big but, it is only adaptable when the human creator has a crystal clear, uncompromising vision to guide it. Without that vision, the machine just kind of wanders. Moving on to Part 2, the director's chair.
So the crucial point is, how do we actually move from the abstract magic of these 3 musical worlds into the practical reality of making one yourself? Well, the secret is coherence. Making 10 generated tracks actually feel like they belong to the exact same story is what elevates your role. As our overarching philosophy dictates, the AI executes, you direct the album. This is a profound shift in mindset. You really have to stop thinking of the AI as the artist. Start thinking of it as your extremely capable, lightning-fast film crew. The crew can light the set perfectly, frame the shot, and record the audio flawlessly, sure. But they have no idea what the movie is about until you, the director, hand them the script.
Let's see how this builds into a practical framework. Bringing these expansive worlds to life requires a structured 5-step playbook. It starts with defining the concept, moves into establishing prompt language, then dives into intense iteration, follows up with meticulous post-production, and finishes with a cohesive visual identity. By applying this exact, repeatable sequence using AI platforms like Suno for the music generation and Claude for the conceptual organization, absolutely any sonic world can be built and sustained over the course of a full album.
Let's unpack those first 2 critical steps, because honestly, they dictate everything else. Before you ever even think about hitting generate on a music platform, your concept must be locked in. It rules over everything. What's the core emotion? What is the specific era? What's the exact sonic palette? Once you know that, you use a tool like Claude to build what we call a sonic Bible. You're essentially translating your abstract concept into a strict, consistent prompt language. This means establishing base descriptors like the exact subgenre, the specific instrumentation, like say an 808 drum or a vintage Rhodes piano, and the texture of the voice. These base descriptors stay completely identical for every single track. You only vary the prompt slightly from song to song, maybe just shifting the tempo or the lyrical theme. That strict consistency? That's the glue that makes the generated tracks feel like siblings born of the exact same family.
But here is where the real grit of the work happens: generation, selection, and iteration. This is steps 3 and 4. Every single track goes through dozens of generations. You are going to generate a massive amount of music that you simply throw away. And you have to be okay with that, because the act of selecting, choosing what stays, ruthlessly discarding what doesn't perfectly fit your sonic Bible, adjusting the mix, and setting the precise track order, that right there is where true human authorship lies in the age of AI. An album is defined just as much by what you choose to leave on the cutting room floor as by what you include. Your taste, ultimately, is the final filter. And to finish the construction of this world, we reach step 5, the visual identity. Every album absolutely needs a face. Consistent cover art isn't just an afterthought. It is absolutely crucial because it communicates to your audience exactly what world they are about to enter before they even hear a single note of music. It sets the psychological stage. Just a passing glance at the cover should tell the listener exactly if they are in for a dusty, vintage 70s funk journey or a high-energy modern electro swing party. The visual coherence seals the whole illusion of the world.
And finally, part 3, the reflection.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, well, up until now, we've talked mostly about the mechanics, right? The prompts, the structure, the exact tools you need. But we really need to shift our focus to something much more intimate: the true nature of AI in the creative process. Simply put, an album is a sonic self-portrait. When people press play on a fully realized project like Despierta or Pegao, they aren't listening to a machine humming away in a server farm somewhere. They are listening to you. They are hearing your creative decisions, your distinct taste, the deep emotional concepts you chose to explore, and your personal history. The AI is simply a mirror. It amplifies what is already inside you, giving your inner voice the clarity and volume it needs to be heard in the real world. The tool amplifies, for sure, but the voice is entirely yours.
The barriers to creating entire, coherent musical worlds have literally been shattered. You have the step-by-step methodology, you understand how to direct the tools rather than just use them, and you know that the final product is a pure reflection of your own unique vision. The mirror is right in front of you, just waiting for your instructions. So, I leave you with this. I want to do this with AI and you. What inner world are you finally going to bring to life?